Hello and welcome to Franklin. My name is Sigrun Ólafsdóttir and I am going to walk you through completing the in-house Franklin financial aid application that we use for our non-US students who are interested in need-based aid. Your first step would be to log into NetPartner. NetPartner is where we manage all of our financial aid online, and this is where you will find the application. If this is the first time you are logging into NetPartner, then please use the new Franklin student link. If you are unsure as to how to proceed, we do have another little video that walks you through that. Please send me an email and request that video if you do not currently have access to it. If this is your second or subsequent time logging into NetPartner, then please enter the user ID that we gave you and the password that you created. If for some reason you no longer have that password, you can send me an email and I will reset your password and send you a new temporary one. My contact information can be found at the end of this presentation. Once you have successfully logged in, you will see the welcome page, which lists various information. For the purposes of the financial aid application, the most important thing would be either to click on the Complete It Now link here in blue letters down below, or click on the menu item and go to the financial aid application. In this document, I have chosen to go through the menu. So once you click on the menu, these are all the links that will be offered to you, and as you can see, the financial aid application is at the very top. Awards terms and conditions, which is the second item, is something you will have to click on in order to fully accept all of the aid that Franklin has offered you. If you have a merit award or an EU rate discount, etc., as well as once we have offered you need-based aid. Then you will have access to your awards as well as various other information that may be relevant later. Please feel free to click through all of these items at your leisure. But for today, we would like to focus on the financial aid application, so please click on the very top item. Okay, once you have clicked on that link, this page will open up. The information at the top is just listing who should be filing this application. It should be non-US students who are not qualified to file the US FAFSA, which is the financial aid application that colleges use within the US. It also lists the aid renewal information, which is not relevant until in future years. So while I highly recommend you read through it, it is not anything that matters right now. This is for future years when your student has been at Franklin for a year or more. Then these items become relevant. The student has to have at least 2.5 each semester, has to be enrolled full-time, and should be living in on-campus housing. If your student is going to move off campus after enrolling, it will result in a 20% aid reduction. So if a student is currently a local to Lugano and is living at home, obviously this requirement is not relevant to them. We will then already have taken into consideration that they are not living on campus. Then we go through the application instructions. Please just answer all the questions to your best ability. If it's not relevant to you or your family, then please enter NA, N/A, which means not applicable. In order for us to evaluate you at the same rate as the US students, so in order for us to be as equitable as we can, we ask that you take your currency and convert it to US dollars on the day that you file the application. If you're not sure what the US dollar stands at in relation to your own currency, you can go to www.oanda.com to find currency information. And please do not put any special characters into any of the boxes because it will prevent the application from being submitted. Regretfully, this includes if your name or your parents' or siblings' names have any special characters that are special to your language. Regretfully, we have to ask you to convert those special characters to the equivalent of the English language, because the application cannot be submitted unless it's just in using characters that are known in the English language. I apologize in advance. This is a software problem that I cannot change. Anyway, once you have read through all of this, then please click on the non-US financial aid application link, which will actually open up the application for you. It is at the bottom of the page, and you can see it's been highlighted here in yellow with a big fat red arrow pointing at it. Once you click on that link, the application will open up in a new window. At the top, we list again the renewal requirements, keeping in mind that this is not relevant until your student has enrolled and has been at Franklin for at least a year. The reason we put this here is because we want you to be aware that the aid comes with renewal requirements, not to scare you off. So please do not feel intimidated by this. Once you have submitted the application, please give us 3 to 5 business days to process the information you provided. And in order to get our attention to it quicker, feel free to send us an email at finaid@fus.edu and tell us that you have already completed it. Okay, so here is the actual financial aid application. This is not exactly what it looks like. You will see each section with boxes listed below. That's where you will put in the information. I just pulled it together like this just to go through what information goes into which, rather than going through it box by box. If there's anything that you're unsure of, then please just take a snapshot of the question and send it to me via email, and I will gladly answer and help you along with this. The first section is family information. In this section, we ask about your parents, your siblings, and anybody else who may be living with you. When we say that, we are talking more about if you have grandparents living with you, or if your parents are raising any of their nieces or nephews, etc., rather than if your sister's boyfriend is staying with you or something like that. So the people living with you should be someone that your parents are supporting fully. The reason we ask about that is because we do understand that if your parents are supporting other family members from the larger family, it does increase their financial burdens. So we would like to know about it. In section number 2, we ask for parent and financial information. So if in the first section you indicated that your parents are divorced or widowed, or your parents were never married and that you are living with a single parent for some reason, then please do not include any information on the other parent. So if your parents are divorced and you're living with your mother, then put her financial information on the application and exclude any information from your father. Since you are living with your mom, we are looking at her as being your provider. If your father, whom you are then not living with in this example, is going to provide some financial assistance, then you can put that in the section where we are asking you for additional information. We ask questions about adjusted gross income. These are terms that are used in the US, and so essentially this just asks, like, how much money did your parents have to use for the household? Did they have to pay taxes anywhere? If so, then exclude those taxes. Are there any other government fees, etc., that are taken automatically out of any income your parents may have? Then just exclude those. As far as assets go, we do not need to know about your home. If it's a primary home where the whole family lives, assets would include if you have a secondary house, such as a summer home or a condo somewhere else where the family goes occasionally. And as far as business equity goes, if your parents own a business, we don't need you to go and have that business evaluated officially. Just ask your parent to give you an assessment. If they would sell the business today, how much are they likely to receive for it? And if you have any specific questions about assets and that your assets or parental income at all, then please send me a question via email and I will gladly assist, rather than letting that prevent you from submitting the application. In the third section, we ask for your financial information. In some situations, students will have worked in the prior year, and if so, we just need to know how much did you earn. And this is for official income, so it's if you had a job where an employer was paying you money rather than if you babysat for your family. We do not need to know about that. And again, for both yourself and your parent, please list all financial amounts in US dollars. Don't put in any specific symbols, such as the dollar symbol, etc. Just keep everything, all financial amounts, just keep it to the numbers themselves. In the fourth and final section, you are able to put in additional information. If there's something special about your family, such as if one of your parents has recently been diagnosed with an illness, if your parents are recently divorced, and or any other situation like that, please feel free to tell us as much as you can. If you need to share more information than there's room for in this application, then again, I would like to emphasize, please just send me a separate email listing your name and that this is supplemental to the financial aid application. And again, if you're listing any financial amounts, please list them, convert them, and list them in US dollars rather than in your home currency. If you list this in your home currency, there is a question that will ask you, did you convert everything to US dollars? So please answer that question with no, and then just let me know what currency format you are using. Okay, so once you have completed all the questions, and if a question is not relevant to you, I would like to again point out, just put N/A as in non-applicable. So that will indicate to me that you did not have an interest in answering this question. You only need to do that for questions that are highlighted as required. For questions that don't have a red asterisk by them, they are not required, and you can leave those blank. Anyway, once you have answered all the questions, then please hit submit. In order for the application to be considered completed and in order for the information to be stored on my financial aid software, you will have to click submit. If for some reason you are filling this out and then you come to a question that you don't have the answers to and you need to go back to it later, you can hit save, and the software will save anything that you have already put into this application will be saved for 15 days in order for you to go back and complete. But once again, pay attention to the submit button. Nothing will be delivered to me until you click the submit button and you get the message that your application has been submitted. But this is pretty self-explanatory and fairly user-friendly. So again, if you have any questions, please just send me an email with your specific questions and I will get to them as soon as I can. That's about it for the financial aid application. Here is my name. My name again is Sigrun Olafsdottir. I'm the Director of Financial Aid. Here's my contact information. I am located in Florida where I work from my home office. I do go to Lugano and stay on campus quite frequently. And before I go, I will advertise that I am coming and I will be happy to set up a face-to-face appointment with you while I'm on campus. Otherwise, please just send me an email and let me know that you would like to set up a meeting, and we can meet via Skype, we can meet online via various meeting apps, and or we can have a phone call. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.